Hello again, Capricorn. Didici here from astrology.com.au. Just getting my glasses ready so I can see what's going on for September 2022. For those of you born under Capricorn, sun sign, ascendant, or lunar sign, we see here, first up, the strong movement of the sun in your ninth house, travels, and on the 5th, you'll note Venus here moving into this area as well to ramp up your desire to get out, move about, expand your horizons, and see more of this big, beautiful world. That's an interesting transit because Venus is a little weak in the sign of Virgo. And as it moves into this sign, it'll be just behind the sun, which means that its influence is doubly weakened here. So could it be, there it is there, the 5th, you see the move straight there into this ninth house, Virgo, for Capricorn. And that might be a little bit weak until we see the moon swinging around here. It's going to make a couple of aspects here in your sun sign, a bit intense as it hits Pluto there on the 7th, and it's going to give you some concerns financially around the 8th when it makes contact with Saturn. And then it's going to move here into this 3rd house of communication. It's going to shine brightly on that 9th house as well as your 3rd house. These two houses have a lot to do with short journeys here. That's the 3rd house, long journeys here. And that moon may actually empower Venus in a much, much better way. Venus rules your 5th house of speculation. You might be taking a gamble, but you may actually need to get out and do something that's going to, recharge your batteries. The 11th, the sun makes a strong contact to Uranus over here, again in your 5th house. This has to do with sudden love affairs springing up out of nowhere. The 17th, oh, by the way, Mercury's retrograde up here after the 11th. This is in your career sector, and I want you to keep your eye on what's happening up here, because although we mentioned this travel issue, these planets are going to be doing an interesting interchange here between this 9th house, 10th house, travel and career. Mercury retrograde is definitely indicating to you that you need to perhaps rethink some of your strategies, your business plans, if you're running an independent business, the way you're communicating with your employer, and even for that matter, your co-workers, because here we see Mercury rules Gemini. Moon moves to this Mars in the 6th house conjunction on the 17th. So that's going to trigger that a little bit. You've got a square aspect there. You've got to remind yourself to do things in good taste. If you've got some squabble with someone, try to keep it peaceful, and maybe even wait till the end of the month, because Mercury is going to be retrograde here for quite some time. And that gives you the opportunity to rethink your strategy and make sure that you've got all the facts and figures before you go pointing the finger of blame at anyone. Now, again, I want you to keep your eye on this. Number 1, the moon, which is going to swing up here on the 26th. Just prior to that, on the 23rd, you'll see this retrograde Mercury moving back into this 9th house, and the sun also making an exit from this 9th house into your 10th house. Now, this is a great transit. The 10th house sun is perfect for acquiring a new position, getting authority in some role that you're playing, new job somewhere else if you need to. But the caveat there is this Mercury. See how it's transited back into your 9th house there. 9th house also is a legal house. By reflex, Moon, Venus, Mercury, around the 25th, are casting an aspect on this 3rd house. You notice also Mercury and Neptune, Mercury retrograde with the confusing and sometimes deceptive Neptune, shows us that you need to maybe take a step back before committing anything. There's the new moon there on the 26th, as I've suggested, in the 10th house. Brand new openings for you happening there. And even though you can see that beautiful pot of gold on the horizon. It may be that you have to wait for this Mercury to make its stationary forward movement early next month. We'll get onto that next month. Nevertheless, this combination is still quite nice for you, and I think your work is going to be very, very important. Note also too, Capricorn, that the new moon ruling your 7th house of relationships, indicates some new approach to the way you are approaching your love life, your business partnerships, and the general public as a whole, because the 7th house also relates to that area. Venus, you'll note, on the 29th, moves into conjunction there with the Sun. This is a beautiful social aspect, makes you popular. And I think, although, and I keep referring to this retrograde Mercury, you won't exactly have the green light straight away. You'll have some pretty good indicators that things are going well for you in your career at this time. Pop it over to astrology.com.au. We've got the more detailed analysis there to fill in some of the gaps here. Subscribe to our channel, please. Drop me a note if you feel the inclination to do so. And don't forget to join me back here next month. I look forward to your company again. Bye-bye for now.